All right, welcome, gentlemen, to episode 1 of, I guess, is it 3 in company, or have we not decided yet? There was 3 jackasses.
If you guys want to caption it or give us a title, I mean,
Yeah, there we go.
I don't mind,
Let's take votes.
Yeah, suggestions.
Okay,
I like the 3 jackass podcasts.
Yeah, the 3 people listening to our podcast can vote, and best out of 2 wins.
3 guys, 1 bottle. Whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Instead of 3 wishes in a bottle.
So I guess the idea of the podcast is to just talk about whatever is on our minds, but it is production based. So we're all in the industry, the film industry, film and music, entertainment, media, some artsy fartsy people as well.
Absolutely.
I splatter ink sometimes, but yeah. So, but we don't have to stay there. We can riff on anything we want to. So, yeah, I'm Clay. I'm a director and producer, and we just moved into a new studio here at OHD. So trying to play around with all the equipment and have some fun. And
congratulations on that, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm here.
Huge.
My partner, Derek, is over here.
Both of y'all.
Yeah, congrats,
pushing
Derek,
buttons
too,
for us. Thank
congrats.
Couldn't be
you
more
don't see
proud
them,
of both of y'all, for real.
Congrats.
Thank you.
No, this place is amazing. Like, ever since walking through the doors and greeting you guys and then seeing how huge it is, like, it's just ridiculous. And it comes with not to say you got so much equipment in here, so many things you can do, so many opportunities you're gonna bring, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's about to explode up here for not only you all, but everyone involved in this entirety.
Well, let's hope so.
All the time.
Let's hope so. For all of our sake.
No, for all of our sake. Yeah.
If it doesn't, me and Derek are, we might be homeless. So.
Nah, I don't think.
No, I don't think
well,
we'll
I'll pass it around. So introduce yourselves.
So I'm Russ Sweeney. I'm an actor, director, editor, future director, editor. I do graphic design, also rap when I want to or to have fun. And I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but we don't call it Philadelphia, we call it Philly. So yeah, that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just looking forward to having fun.
Nice.
Absolutely. I'm Alex Lannan. I'm a actor, rapper, overall entertainer. It's just kind of my thing. It's where I just like to dabble in. I've done streaming. I've hosted TV shows. I've done a little bit of everything, honestly. From military. Military. I was a culinary specialist. I've done sales. I've sold so many different things you couldn't.
Yeah, well, you were on my first tier 1 feature film. You were also on that.
Oh yeah.
With, I think it's Vin Morreale got you on that one.
Yep.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, your list goes on.
Yeah.
Love it.
Trying to push up so I'll be big like you one day.
I ain't big yet, man. I'm still working. That's a part of it, though. That's the footwork, the part that people don't see.
Yeah.
They see you on social media, they see the projects, but they don't see the footwork. They don't see what goes into it.
Yeah.
The sleepless
the consistency.
nights. Yeah, the consistent. Yeah. And just burning the midnight oil, and then you also have like I know me, I ain't got it yet, so I still got a job. I'm still working. You still got that going on aside from doing what you love. Creatively, it's a whole different balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I started 2007 doing just a videographer and was in that rut for 10 years. I came in and out of it, did publishing, but once I switched over to the streaming and the film stuff, it's still, that was 4 years ago now. And the first year of that was mainly free jobs, or somebody throwing you $100 or $200 to bring all this equipment in and basically lose money.
Yeah, it's a huge gamble. Like, no matter how you play it with any field within the industry we are in, it's a gamble, really, because you see opportunity, you got to roll the dice on it, and if you get it, you just never know what comes with it, whether you're gonna get a lot of money or whatever the case is. The opportunity might be bigger than the money, but that's all part of the gamble.
Yeah.
It's just rolling the dice.
And how much money is there really in it? I find myself asking that a lot, like, because the fake it till you make it is a term that's used a lot in this industry.
Yeah.
Putting on a projection of success, even when you're not, buying a suit when you can't buy anything else.
It's literally just a facade, most of the time.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I feel like if you don't love it and you're in it for the money, then you're probably not gonna really get rewarded the way you probably see fit, because it's really about passion and what you love. So no matter what, if you're doing it, whether you're getting paid, like in my eyes, you're getting paid or not saying I don't love to get paid, because who don't love to get paid, but you know, you're if you love it, you love it. If it's a role you love or an idea or a project that you love or you believe in, you're gonna give it all you got, no matter
Absolutely.
what. And that's just how I feel the industry is built. Or most big movies that ever came to screen were, passion projects at one point, you know, most I'm saying, not all.
So what was your first like, let's keep it to film and not music. What was your first like, video project? Not necessarily picking up a camera, but like being
Like big
on a
thing that I was in, kind of.
it can be but a real thing, not a video camera in your backyard.
No, yeah. I think when I started, I want to say like, all right, so I started acting for like Eastern State Penitentiary. I did some stuff for Terror Behind the Walls. It's called something now. I did a few years doing that, and during that, I met a guy. His name was Joseph Wama. Shouts out to him. Yeah, he knew a guy that was putting together this film, which was a book at first. It was called Fatally Flawless, and Salim, who brought me in, he was like, oh, as soon as he saw me, he was like, you gotta look, he's just got this like mafia look thing about you. And I used to do impersonations all the time, just being in the prison, just like improvising, because you got to keep people happy. So when I got there, I was like, oh, okay, cool. He really didn't have us audition, he just kind of have us read, the script, cold read it, and he was like, hey, you got it, don't worry. So then we go out there and we shoot, and it's like -2, and we got the scenes done, and then I had to wait on it. But it was like we did that back in like 2000, and I want to say 15, and that was like my first like project. It's a feature film now, but at the time, I was
Is
like,
it? It's a feature
yeah,
film now?
it's actually on Tubi.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was like it ended up being like a pilot for a future thing.
It was no, it was a whole
Oh,
film. I
okay.
did 3 scenes though, but it was,
Okay.
they're not, it's not like a huge part, but I worked with some pretty big names,
Nice.
in it when
Oh,
I did it. Mark
nice.
John Jeffries was in it. Natalie DiDonato from Mob Wives, she was in it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, a couple of I know
The
I'm leaving
Mob
people out.
Wives.
Charlie Baltimore was in it from she's a writer,
Okay.
rapper. Yeah, it was just a bunch of people, and it was a great time. Great opportunity, because that led to other projects, honestly, being on that. Got to meet people, got the network,
Yeah.
and you know, the rest is history.
Did anything from that lead to another, like from that, or lead to the next project, or would that one end and then like you just kind of went on to the next thing somewhere else?
Yeah, so from Fatally Flawless back in like 2015, when we got done shooting that, my guy, shouts out to him, Ryan Randolph. He's the guy who plugged me in with another director that was local. His name is Chop Mosley, and I got to do like sound on which was going to be like a short film. It's called Trap, and it's about like poverty and like just like what surrounds you in Philadelphia when you're growing up. And so he brought me in to do sound originally, and he heard I act through somebody, and I was like, "Yeah, I act." And he was like, "Don't be humble about it. You act." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I got something for you." And I was like, "Okay." So then he came back with Jeff, the character that I played in Trap. It's about
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah. So I play a character who creates this drug called salt, and it just goes crazy throughout the Philadelphia area. It goes way crazier than like heroin or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's that's why I take a lot of jobs I don't want to take. And it's also like the best advice to get if anybody's ever asking like, should I take this job or not take this job? It's like get on set, because 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, I don't know what the number is, but a lot of times, most of the time, you meet somebody on there, even if you're not getting the best pay or it's not the best role. But just getting in there, one, you get the experience, you learn the lingo, you see what people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can identify like, oh, I like that. I might want to do that or try that. Or, sometimes,
Right.
there were aspects of I didn't even know all that went into it on my first set, so I show up and I see people doing things I didn't even know exist. And, I used to kind of just think, everybody gets to like 5 people get together and,
Right.
and then they might have like 5 people on there. There's so much stuff that goes into film.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people that never set foot on set. But you meet the right person, and it can just be anybody. It can be the last person you expect too, and then you get a call or an email, or they tell someone else, a colleague, a month later, like, I remember this guy, and then you get a call.
Yeah, it's why you like. I feel like you have to have that mentality when you're on set. Just like treat everybody like really, how you would treat anybody. You don't treat one person better than the next because you just never
You
know.
never know.
You
Kind of
never
like I
know.
was a dick to
Yeah.
Jack Harlow the first time I met him. Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
were just telling us that story.
Oh.
Like I want to hear it, yeah, man. So
Yeah,
like,
well.
let us know. Like, yeah, how did it go when you met, the hometown hero Jack Harlow?
Yeah, so a friend of mine, Jason Ashcraft, is he's a music producer. Uh, Anyway, he had this idea. Let's do Between Two Guns, Between Two Ferns, and let's have assault weapons and like bullets and ammo boxes and stuff, and let's like interview some poor bastard,
Right.
and start a podcast. And that was the only episode we ever filmed. He was like, I've got this guy, Jack Harlow, and I was like, fuck is that,
At the time,
yeah. He was like, oh, he's signing next week. I've got, like, I talked to him, like, no one knows this deal's going down, and he's about to blow up, and we gotta get him. And I was like,
Right.
all right, fine. He's showing up for free.
Yeah, like,
I mean, this is how early it was.
yeah, like we're
Yeah.
trying to get this thing
Yeah, he
rocking.
showed
Why
up
not?
because he
Yeah.
thought, anything's better than nothing.
Right.
I guess he was pretty popular in Louisville, but I, in the rap scene. But so he shows up, dude, this guy, man. And he comes up and he looks like a 13-year-old boy, and he had the like a little Jufro thing going on, and the skin. He
did look
I
about
would've
12
met-
until he
dude.
was.
Yeah, like until he started really climbing
Yeah.
up. I feel like he just always looked 12. Yeah, I get it.
He
Like Ash
shows up.
Ketchum.
He knocks on the door, and like Ashcraft is like, let's just fuck with him for a minute, all right? And so he had this I don't know what a boxer, some sort of
Oh,
dog. And
God.
anytime somebody would knock on the door, the dog would go crazy, So he knocks, the dog goes crazy. Ashcraft's like, let's just fuck with him for a minute, fuck this guy, So he let him wait for a while,
right?
and like he kind of like turns around, and like we can see him through the frosted glass, and then he comes back and he knocks again, and you can hear the dog like
Going on.
and so we open the door, and he's like looking down for the dog, and like he looked terrified, and it wasn't. He lived in a night. In fact, he was Derek. He was your neighbor. He lived like 3 houses down from
Whoa.
your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Didn't even know that.
three houses down.
Derek is like
Same
Probably
far
street.
got him
away.
on footage somewhere.
Yeah.
Eric's
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, he used to have like this
Neighbor.
like Marine Corps flag and stuff out front, and like his "Don't Tread on Me" flag in his window. I don't know if you remember him, but he was past you, so you probably rarely ever drove that far down on that end. But yeah, so this kid comes in, and he's obviously uncomfortable. We're in Ashcraft's house, and we go back to his office, and we're into Gonzo and stuff. So there's like totems on the wall, and all sorts of photos and pictures and weird art. And so like he walks in, and then there's guns. So he has no idea who we are.
No.
And sit down, and he sits between 2 assault rifles, as they're called now.
Yeah.
So and I have no idea. I don't know anything about rap or any of this stuff, local stuff. And so he starts talking, and he gets increasingly uncomfortable because Ashcraft is playing with his sidearm.
Oh.
So this was before set safety. This was years before Alec Baldwin.
Oh, before
was
the Russ
anything other than
situation and all that.
Third Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's like pulling out his clip and stuff, asking questions. I guess that was the format he was going for with the whole thing. And he got really uncomfortable. And when I realized how scared he was, or appeared to be, I'm not gonna say
Right.
the man
He
was
was
scared.
flustered.
Hey, it's,
Yeah, like-
he has a look, so
Yeah.
maybe that's just his look.
Hey, who knows,
He
right?
just looks terrified. Are we having a camera issue over here?
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
Technical difficulties on episode 1.
TDs.
Let's get them worked out now.
Eh.
Yeah, it's gonna have to, if you unplug it, it's gonna have to turn back on. Also, make sure that's a tight connection right there. It's back on.
Cool.
a second. So yeah, so he got absolutely terrified, and when I realized that he was scared of the guns and stuff, and I was like, he was a rapper and all this, and he was like, I've got a record. I just got signed on to the big label, and so I was like, this guy, it's bullshit,
Right.
and I got mad at him, quite frankly. I
Oh.
just, yeah. I mean, just like if you're afraid of guns and crazy dogs and strangers all in one room,
I don't know if we can ever
the fuck
hang
is
out.
wrong with you? Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah.
like what?
And so like
It's like-
eventually we actually I think, as I recall it, we ran him out, or he freaked out and left. But either way, like it ended with like kind of him like being ushered out and me and him behind him, and I was like, fuck you. And yeah.
You wasted my time.
And that was the day that he signed his label.
Did he turn around and yell, "What's popping"?
Yeah, no,
Brand new
he
whip,
would now.
just hopped in.
Yeah. So now when
I was just wondering.
everybody's like, "Oh, Jack Harlow is coming to town," and I'm like, "Oh man," like
He's probably,
he
"What's
probably won't recognize me, but oh Lord, if he
Yeah.
ever sees me and remembers that,
The director of his next
Oh.
video is.
He'll definitely buy you cake.
oh yeah.
He'll buy you some
Yeah.
KFC.
Hey, I want to do a video
He'll
and all
give
this
you-
stuff, and
he'll
just
pay you
like,
in-
hey,
in
you're
Jack
that
Harlow
guy.
You're the guy
Yeah.
with
He
the
was
dog.
like,
and
"Who
Where
are
do you have
you?"
all those guns
Yeah,
and stuff?
he's like, you know who I am? I'm Jack fucking Harlow.
So fuck you, guy.
Who are you?
Fuck you, guy.
Yeah, instant karma. Yeah.
I'm Jack Harlow. Who are you? Yeah. it'll
Yeah.
turn
So
into
y'all
one
like
of
Jack
situations.
Harlow?
Like I said,
makes
he
good
grew
music.
on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like mold, kind of like
Yeah.
it grows on you.
That's a good one. Mold.
Like you hear it
Wow.
everywhere. There's no way you can not hear it, and then you just start to like it, man. I don't know. I like his music. He makes good music. I like the song he did with Chris Brown.
I
Your
haven't
best
heard a
friend
lot
or
of his
something like
stuff.
that.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
like that.
That's a good one.
It's a good.
Is that
song.
one of the more recent ones?
No, it's a couple years old.
Kind of throwbacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of
Because
looked at.
Watch Papa, that was like his first. That was
That was like
That
his,
was his- yeah, that
like
was
breakout
his-
remix.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
when he
Like
punched
the
a hole
one-
through the drywall.
Mhm.
Yeah, basically, drywall being the game. Yeah,
His name's not like Tyler or anything.
Tyler.
So what about you though? So what was your first gig, if you will?
My first gig, I would say, would be 2019. I was on the set for John Abraham's Exploited.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Surprisingly enough, Katie was on there.
Katie, which Katie? Snyder or Ward? Katie Ward.
Ward.
Katie Ward.
Shout
Okay.
out to Katie Ward.
Yeah, shout out to
absolutely.
Katie
Yeah, she
Ward.
puts a lot of work in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so unknowingly, I met her back then on that.
Okay.
And then I really didn't do anything until last year when Robin Givens came in to shoot what was at the time known as The Cook-Off, which
Mm.
released on BET
Right.
as the Christmas clapback.
So you were on that?
I'm all over that movie.
Really?
Oh yeah, we were on that
Oh,
set.
I gotta
for-
I gotta watch that. Rewatch it.
Rewatch it?
Rewatch it.
I think we were on that set for the first time. I think we were on there for about a week, close to it, and then the C word spread us out for a little bit, and then we had to come back and wrap it, and
Mm.
they squeezed 2 days of shooting into one, and that was a fun experience.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
But overall, it was just a good experience, and I think it's kind of where I got my first bite of this is where I need to be at
Right.
industry.
I can do this.
Yeah.
right off the
this is
gun
like,
bus, he just started jumping in big projects. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's awesome.
So that when you met people that did you? I know you met Katie. Did that film directly get you a gig on the next project or a future project?
the one
The
with
first
Robin-
one, yeah, the cook off.
Oh, the one with
Yeah.
Robin Givens. I think kind of because she remembered me when they pulled me in for the second movie that she shot here,
Okay.
Banana Project.
Okay, so it holds. That's 3 out of 3. So,
And then it just kind of gets snowballing
Yeah.
from there. I just kept getting selected and selected and selected.
Just
and
keeps keep
yeah.
that
So
momentum going.
I get people ask and they're like, should I do this or should I? Is the pay right? And it's like if it's your first or second or third gig, I mean, what have you got to lose?
I mean, you're not going to make it rich, starting off the way I did, but
I mean,
it's
that remains to be seen.
in
in
the beginning,
you're not rich yet.
I feel like
I'm happy it's my
exposures,
groundwork.
Yeah,
That's my
Right.
roots.
you need the exposure at first too, so other people want to grab you. Other, they're gonna want to
Mhm.
get you on their projects, and they don't know if you're getting paid or not.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just saying
exactly.
that's just the beauty of it.
Yeah,
You know,
even now, I look around, I'm like, are any of these people getting paid? How much are they getting paid?
right?
You know,
Hmm.
there's some of my favorite shows that I've been watching lately. I'm not going to name names on them, but
No free promotions.
yeah, there was one where that kind of got candid on the conversations, and this is a podcast that has a guest host been doing this for years, and the guy doesn't show up, and anyway, through the course of the conversation, found out he was getting paid $150 an episode,
Whoa.
right? And this is a multi-million-dollar podcast. I'm like, wow. So I mean, this whole time I was like, this guy's got to be, he's on $150,000 salary or something,
Yeah.
to
Right.
be there all year round. But for like 2 episodes a week, he's making $300
What?
on a nationally syndicated thing. So yeah, I'm
That's
always
wild.
like
That
surprised.
is wild.
Yeah,
That's wild.
I've worked. I've worked on things where I was getting paid more because of who I knew and talked to get on, and the deal,
Mm-hmm.
than people that were way above me in the same production.
Because it's not what you know, it's who you know
It's
most
who
of
you
the time,
know.
for real. Because you could be,
And that knowledge
Yeah.
as you get experience.
because it's I think it comes down to it because like if you know a lot of things, but you don't let people know what you know, and you're kind of like closed up, and you know all these things, but you're not saying anything,
Right.
then it's
You
you
smart
may
for
know a
nothing.
lot of things,
Yeah.
but you don't know a lot of people. But if you know people and they know these things, now you're even more,
Isn't the whole purpose of having knowledge to pass it on?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't. That's the problem. They'll hold it in and think
In one
Depends
way or
on
the
who you
other.
ask, I
Yeah.
guess.
In one way or the other.
they think of it as
Yeah.
a lot of people think of knowledge as like currency. Like if I give you my knowledge, now you have
Right.
my
Like
currency.
you're taking mine
Yeah, you're
away.
taking my money. You're
I
taking,
think that's just
And that's
how we are as
yeah.
humans now. We think we can monetize everything down to if I blink 30
Yeah.
times a day, I need to be paid for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is an element. I mean, there's got to be an element of truth to it, at least, because like, take this round podcasting. We're way late in the game,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and everybody and their mama's podcasting,
Yeah.
and so like, and people have like secrets of how to get advertisers, sponsors, who to talk to get Liquid Death to
Yeah, like
sponsor
shouts out
your
to
show.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park in the house. Universal is our
Speaking
first
of
sponsor, so we started out strong. Speaking of which,
Interraptor running through the room.
so there's going to be a real Jurassic Park. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
not,
for it.
Not,
I'm for it.
not predicting it. I mean, that's the original Jurassic Park predicted
They're
it, but like
starting
they're
off-
doing it
right.
right now.
They're starting off here or there. They're not really saying Jurassic Park. They're saying
No.
we're going to bring back these prehistoric
Metaphorical Jurassic
animals.
Park.
or-
They're using CRISPR, the gene
The drawer in my refrigerator.
technology, this new stuff, and they're taking a, what did you call it? A
Embryo-
Wally
oh,
mammoth.
Yeah, Wally Mammoth. That's
A
what I
wa-
called
a
it when I
Wally
walked in.
mammoth.
Wowly Mama.
That's what I called it when I walk in, and I got patronized for it. It's okay.
So
It's a Wally Mammoth, guys.
no, it's a woolly mammoth.
Woolly,
It's
my bad.
woolly.
It's
Oh,
woolly.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, guys.
We'll go with Wally
all right.
Mammoth.
I like
It's
Wally
fine.
Mammoth.
I
It's
like that.
funny.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
like
it makes
I
it-
say Sam Squanch instead of Sasquatch. so,
Tomato,
yeah.
tomato.
Yeah, tomato. So they're taking the genes because these things are incredibly well preserved in the Arctic ice,
Yeah. a
and
block
they've
of ice.
literally recovered enough genetic material to replicate a Wally mammoth, and the missing pieces. So you remember in Jurassic Park, they took the missing pieces of the DNA they would get from some frog
And
in
they
Africa or something
patch it.
that
yeah.
would
Yeah, different
occasionally like
reptiles and
change
stuff,
sexes,
yeah.
and that's how life found a way. They're doing
Yeah.
the same thing. They're using Indian elephants, Asian elephants.
Asian elephants. Yeah,
Asian
they're
elephants.
putting embryo sac. They're gonna put together an embryo sac and actually plant the embryo sac inside of an Asian elephant. And they're thinking somewhere in like the Russian area, Siberian area. you know,
Siberia.
somewhere.
That's a great place too,
Yeah.
Siberia. That's a great test zone
It
for the
is,
first
though.
Jurassic Park.
It definitely
Like,
is.
do it in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how it works out. You know, It's not-
There's no longer a land bridge.
I'm surprised they didn't
If
choose.
they break out, hopefully they'll just freeze.
I'm surprised they didn't choose Yellowstone or something. But hey, you know, we'll take.
There's a big volcano in there. They don't want to do that.
Colorado or something. It's okay. We'll take Russia. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
we'll
They got
take
enough
Russia.
like real estate up there.
Yeah, they got enough space.
It's just convicts.
Isn't
in
there like
Siberia.
11 time zones up there?
Dude, I don't know.
Like it's gotta be.
Russia
It's
is so
huge.
massive.
It is huge. You can fit like 2 USAs in one Russia.
So yeah, so they're
So what are we gonna do if we deal with the outbreak of the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park and the super wolf pack?
I mean, they're gonna have it.
Do you know about the super wolf pack?
No,
So,
I know about the Arctic wolves that used to exist. They call them on the show. Those
Mhm.
giant wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Um,
this is like you have several groups of wolves that are gathered because of their starvation, because of starvation. So now you have like a pack of like 400 wolves,
Mm.
and they like run through like cities and they'll snatch kids and like it's crazy. It's all up there in like that. I don't know how you say it. It's like Yakutsk or whatever that city is.
Works for me.
It's like they're like
I don't know, but
they
it
hit like
works.
negative
Sounds
49
real.
degrees in the winter. Like
So the wolves are
It's
like
more of a wave of
grouping
wolves.
up like different packs of wolves. Is
It's
what
like-
you're
no,
saying?
they form one super group.
It's
Like
like
a super pack,
400
400 pack,
wolves
like a 400 pack of
shit.
wolves.
swarming. Like I just
Really?
think of
Yes.
World War Z. You know the zombies how they're just running. But I'm
Yes.
thinking of like wolves
Just-
now. Just
my
like
God.
climbing over
Can you
each
imagine
other.
400 wolves?
Hungry.
Could you imagine trying to go to
snatch-
sleep at night and that's
Oh.
what you hear is the howl of 400 wolves?
Oh, one wolf sucks.
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
imagine
dude.
400?
A pack of 12 wolves?
It
That
sucks.
sucks. Yeah.
I seen the gray.
I mean, I feel
It's
I'm definitely gonna
yeah.
die if there's 12 wolves trying
I'm not
to kill
going to
me.
school. My kids ain't going to school. Like, no, we're not
No.
leaving the house.
No.
No.
Dude, that's like those monkeys that the monkeys that are killing everybody
I
like
kept hearing
India.
about. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Oh my lord. It's like packs. They'll pick up children and like crawl up a tree and just throw
let them
them
go. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it's crazy.
What the f-
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I was watching. It was like
Tigers too. Tigers are crazy too. Like, let's not get that.
Are they crazy
Oh,
or are they
Siberian-
just protecting
I don't
what
know
they
if
know?
it's. I don't know if it's that they're crazy, but like their speed and all. That's what I'm saying is
They're
crazy.
cats.
Like, could you imagine a giant tiger just chasing you down the street like you're just trying
Ain't
to
no,
go
there
buy
ain't no
groceries?
chasing.
No,
I'm
there's no.
dead.
Yeah, so there's no chase. It's
They're just trying
instant
to buy
death.
groceries.
It's
and
like Carlos
Tiger
Hathcock
got your
sniping
ass.
you.
Here
And you're
comes-
immediately dead.
they're great. It just jumps out and tries to eat. They're great. You know, It just,
As he's picking his teeth with
just
one of your
dragging
ribs.
you away.
Oh.
All the times I ate Frosted Flakes, you betray me like this.
Damn you, Tony.
So we've got super wolf packs outside, the crazy monkeys. I guess they were always crazy. It's just there's too many of them now.
Maybe they're in a retrograde or something.
but 400 wolf packs,
A 400 wolf pack.
a 400 wolf pack
Mm.
against a woolly monmouth.
Oh,
I think
that's
Wolf-
like when you
Wolfpack is
like the
definitely gonna take
like the
cake on that
cartoon where they
one.
stick the steak in the water with the piranhas and it just comes
Yeah.
out as a clean bone.
That's what I think would
Yeah.
happen.
I mean, you just like how? I mean, I guess my thing. How
I
do
think the
they
bones will still
survive?
be warm.
How do they survive? Like, what can they kill this big other than a woolly mammoth?
They're
That,
killing,
like,
they
you
literally-
would think they would just constantly
they're-
be eating each
and
other.
when
because
they do this,
Yeah,
they
from
wipe out
running behind one
everything in
another.
their
they just
path.
kill. It's like
Ev-
locust.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yes.
I think they would eventually eat each other too, like in between.
And
eating.
where is this?
Maybe
like,
they
what
would eat
part
like
of the world?
He
the
said
up in
Yakutsk-
like Yakutsk, Russia,
said
like
so.
up
Russia,
in like
thank
Siberia.
God. As long as
He
it's
said
over there.
Russia, thank
Oh, I
God.
was thinking like Alaska. We got wolves.
Yeah.
I mean, what if the land bridge forms back though?
That well,
and
It's
and
not-
only and
I'm,
the only
I'm
animals
a big
that
fan of
cross
global warming. Water rising and just even
the only
more
animals that cross are
separation.
the wolves.
What is
Oh.
this? Did you hear about the what is it? Planet Kepler? They're talking about it's like another Earth.
Is that one of the ones that we're supposed to
like-
escape to? In
It's
the
like
next couple
so
years?
many million light years away,
Really?
and they're saying it's like Earth.
It's habitable.
Yeah, Kepler.
Does it have a
Kepler?
Yeah, Kepler,
Kepler.
however you say. I might be saying that wrong too. You
Kepler?
know, it's my accent.
Kepler? Or Kepler?
How do they know though?
Kepler, not Kevlar.
They're just
I
like
didn't say
looking through
Kevlar,
a
I said
telescope.
Kepler.
Kep, like KEP. What was that? What was that, Clay?
How do they know?
How do they know? They said they've seen it. Like they literally
yeah, but
seen
like
it.
what? I mean,
I don't.
it's like light years away. Or
They used I guess, what do you call it? A telescope?
a telescope.
Yeah, and they saw it so many million.
I don't get it. I don't understand
get it either.
astrophysics and
How do you
like
have
all that
something
stuff. Like,
zooms
how do you
in that-
know what you're seeing?
It might just be like a blue dot.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's another.
that's gotta
Earth.
be what it is.
How can you tell it's a habitable planet from that far away?
You're like, that one's orange, that one's
Apparently,
blue.
they have a picture of it. You can literally Google this. Yeah, you can Google this,
Kepler?
guys. Yeah, Kepler. It's like another Earth. Just put like Kepler Earth.
Kepler,
2.
other
Yeah,
Earth. How about
yeah,
that?
that'll work.
Kepler, other Earth.
He's
Yeah, no,
literally Googling
I know they've, been looking for it, but a lot of good that'll do
so
us.
basically, what we're saying is Avatar is about to come true.
That'd be awesome.
No, it wouldn't. We tore that planet up.
Fuck those people up. Yeah.
We are not good people to those people.
No.
Yeah, so NASA's Kepler mission
See?
discovers a bigger, older cousin to Earth. It's
I don't know what's
confirmed
a
the
cousin.
first near Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone around a sun-like star.
Mhm.
So that's how they know that they don't.
So it's
they
in
haven't.
it's in that
They know that
habitable
it's in
zone.
like that area
Right.
Right.
where it could have acid water, but
Yeah.
You know.
it could very well be.
That could be good for the
just-
skin though.
I mean, yeah, for split second.
Yeah. Then
You have
exposed.
amazing skin for
Then
a
you come out like that bone, the piranha you were talking about. You come out like that. That's exactly how you come out, and aliens eat your bones. No, it's a whole nother topic.
Jesus,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And it is though. Yeah, I saw that the other day. I was just like,
We're
Click.
always doing something.
thought it
Doesn't
was
say how
clickbait.
far away
Thought it
it
was gonna get
is.
virus.
Oh, it's the Kepler 452 system is located 1,400 light years away.
yeah. So it wasn't million, guys. I was over exaggerating.
I mean, who gives it? It's light
I
years.
mean, you don't
Still
have it. You
far
don't,
away.
you don't have it pulled
400
up right
light
in front of you.
years from here. There might be hope.
I mean, I was
You know?
exaggerating because, like, to me,
Oh.
I felt the same way when I read that. Like, I was
It's too far
exhausted reading that. I'm like, they're so far away. We'll never know what that planet looks
No,
like. Thank
dude.
you for teasing me. It's kind of like Rockstar with Grand Theft Auto. Just keep throwing little things out there.
We're
and they
working on
never
Grand
Yeah,
Theft
actually
Auto
even
show.
now,
6.
it's-
You might
it's-
see it.
You never see
It's-
GTA 6 ever.
It's 1,400 light years away. So even now, when we're looking at it, we're seeing it as it was 1,400 years. It could have been
Right.
blown away by
Right.
an asteroid by the time we get there.
Right.
It could have been gone a
Or
1,000
their
years ago.
civilization could have grown and
And
completely
be on the
torn
way
apart.
here to kill all
They
us
could-
because they saw us
They
first.
could have exhausted all their goods and their planet in ruin.
Yeah.
And now they went ours and they're like, hey, Earth, that's mice.
So okay? So what do you think? The prognosis on life on this planet? Are we gonna make it, guys?
As
Thoughts?
a species?
Yeah, as a species.
It's
Like,
hard.
Hell no.
do we
I
move to the
don't-
stars or do we kill ourselves?
I don't think.
We
Or-
may
or
kill
get wiped
ourselves
out.
and then
I think
some
we're
may,
gonna try to
some
make it
may
to the
escape to the
stars
stars.
because that's just how civilization is. We're always just trying to do things.
And those
Mhm.
poor bastards
So-
that do escape to the
We
stars.
are gonna try,
but once
like,
they escape to the stars,
we'll
what if
never
they
know.
what if they never find
Yeah.
anything?
That-
What
I
if
mean,
they can't
they
get
won't.
anywhere? What if
They
they can't?
won't.
they run into
They
Darth
can't-
Vader.
They can never find anywhere to land. They're just floating forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
we
it's
just got to get like 1,400 light years away.
So
you
like,
know?
are they just gonna like repopulate like space?
No, they're gonna die in the cold
They're gonna attempt.
vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Not if they're inside
just
of a ship.
floating like this.
Oh, but I
Not
mean,
saying
how long
anything.
can it last? It's gonna
As
eventually
long as
get
they
hit.
have resources. As soon as they have about 3 or 4 babies, they're screwed.
Oh, as soon as you get on that ship,
Did
you're
you hear
screwed.
about what they're like?
True that.
What they're literally trying to do on Mars?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's kind of far fetched, but they're taking it serious. Elon says we're going to Mars, but I mean, now you see what happened to Twitter. So
I mean,
He
we've
might not
seen
be
the
good
movie
at this.
Doom.
They got like people living in like little terrariums, like little eco terrariums, and they're
Little
like
pods.
bubbles.
So they're
Yeah,
training.
pods, and it's kind of like they're just living
Bubble,
in there
little bubble boys.
for like
yeah,
months on
Bubble
end.
Boys.
Years on it. I don't know how long they got to stay there. I think they're actually trying to run it like in intervals because they said it would take like 5 years to get
Yeah,
to
just
Mars?
to just to yeah,
Just to get there.
just to get there. I think
That's unless Elon does it. Elon can figure something out.
I think the last plan I heard was they're gonna start with the moon. They're gonna put people there, and they're gonna create the little bubble city
Mhm.
or whatever, and then use that as like the launch. So you'll leave here, you'll swing around the moon and jettison off to Mars.
Yeah.
Who the hell would do that? Who would
Don't-
take that mission? Would you? You would take that mission.
Hell yeah.
You go to Mars,
Hell yeah. In an instant.
dude.
You wouldn't
just tell
seriously?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, he might just send you. He's probably been looking for somebody.
There's
like-
gotta be.
I would go.
There's gotta be a degree of hesitation.
Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
for
like,
most people.
You just raised your finger. Like, that's awesome.
Yes.
I'm explorative like that.
You got confidence, man. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going into like no like crawl space
We
under
don't know
nobody's
what
house or
you're
nothing.
going into,
But I'll
man.
go to
You're
Mars.
going to Mars. we don't know what you're going into. Like, we don't know what he's even going to put you in to send you to Mars. You know, like
Oh.
we just don't know.
I feel like Elon at that point might build me like the Iron Man suit.
No, I mean, yeah.
Suit
I
with
would
a
take
T.
that part of the
He's
contract.
gonna make like a T right here instead of like, you know, that's gonna be your glow up thing, like for Tesla. It just lights up.
Oh, dude,
This
those
is
Tesla
T-Man.
suits are badass.
Hey.
Though, dude.
The new
His
space- the
shit
new
is
space
sexy
suits?
as hell, man. SpaceX is sexy, dude. That's
No,
that's
yeah, it
exactly
is.
what I want it to
It
look
is.
like. You know,
It is.
like it's so sleek. It's like it just looks good.
That's how you know Elon is a nerd.
He knows how to
'Cause
make
designs
anything
stuff
look
that nerds
cool.
are like, yes.
He does knows how.
He
He knows how.
does.
Yeah,
The
even
Teslas
his
and all that
cars.
stuff.
No, I don't know
Yeah.
because that Cybertruck is blue.
The Cyber
Cybertruck is
Quad is
weird.
hot. I
Yeah,
like the
it's
Cyber
weird.
Quad 4-wheeler.
Yeah, I could see it on Mars though, dude. It'd look cool
Yeah.
as hell on Mars.
All that would look cool on
Yeah.
Mars. Even Teslas would look cool
I
on
mean,
Mars.
a
Yeah,
Corolla
yeah.
would look cool on Mars.
I don't know.
Well,
That's
Tesla's
kinda-
already on the way to Mars. Isn't it?
Like, yeah, it's a Corolla on Mars. Cool.
That new Hummer wouldn't look so bad on Mars.
Yep.
There's a couple new cars that wouldn't look so bad. I mean, you know.
Yep,
I feel
before
like on
everyone
Mars I need like
instantly
some
dies.
like Mad Max vehicle.
You said a Mad Max vehicle.
On Mars, like I gotta be spiked up.
I mean, I think
like-
that's ultimately probably what happens in the
Yeah.
story. They take all this shit there,
Yeah.
society breaks down, they scrap all this and become a Mad Max.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
That's how Mad Max starts. They didn't get to
And
that.
we'll never even know. We'll just be like, what happened to them? We'll never know.
That's literally the conspiracy behind Mad Max is that everybody is living on Mars. Like
that's why
it.
there's no water.
Yeah, they're all living on Mars. That's
Mad Max.
crazy. Yeah. So how about that ride in? Guess that's why they call it Twin Oaks.
Twin Oaks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Let's
that's our
talk
new-
about you guys.
That's our new company here.
Yeah.
Twin Oaks Media Group. And this is the group. So we're gonna try to do a podcast here. You know, this is our pilot. We're just trying to figure out how this might go and flow.
Yeah, we're just throwing stuff around.
But Twin Oaks Media, Russ. This is Russ Sweeney, Alex Lannan.
Yes, sir.
Is that I'm saying that's Lannan, right? It's
Yeah.
not Lannan or Lannan or
Lannan.
Lannan.
You said it right.
Lannan?
Yeah, I got my lovely wife and life partner Jaslyn here. So how long have we been going here?
No idea.
38 minutes.
38
Decent.
minutes.
How about one more more topic? Let's do one more topic and then call this a break. Regroup
Well,
and
what-
All
do we
right,
like?
let's do acting, method, non-method.
so this is where
Love
we're
this
going.
topic.
We'll fill in the last 15 minutes for sure.
Okay.
Well, since it's your topic, you start off the conversation.
So I
though.
want to ask you, Alex, since
Okay.
you're an actor just like me, what is your process? Get into a character. Are you method or are you more like I can just attach some stuff to this and just be that character? Like, what is your process?
Personally, I tend to find the character within myself and just bring as much of that out as I possibly can. And if it's not enough, then I may have to exacerbate, certain features or characteristics, but I find a way to bring it out of myself and then make it not a version of me, but turn me into that person.
Okay, so is it as deep as, maybe do you change your diet? Do you listen to different music? Do you, I don't know.
Music definitely influences my
watch.
mood, so I would say music would probably be one of the biggest. Like,
That's what you change?
yeah,
Yeah, because we had this discussion. We were hanging out. We were talking about method acting. Me, Clay. Shouts out to Charlie and Bobby.
Got a
raised
bit
at us.
heated.
Yeah. It got a little heated. It wasn't really heated. I think it was just like we were kind of understanding each other, but not just getting to a point of what we were understanding. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and Charlie was basically making the argument that all acting is method acting, and it was like,
It's
and
not.
our argument is more of like, no, that's why they call it method acting because it's
There's a method to it.
I can't agree with that. It's all acting's method.
No,
acting.
because
It's
that's why I
yeah.
asked you. Like that's why when I asked you, I said, are you more into the method of it, or do you just find something to attach to your character? because there's a method to it too, where you don't want to be you at all. You don't want to reach into you at all. You want to more or less dive deep and indulge in something else. And that may include, people watching or walking a certain way or eating a certain thing or even smoking cigarettes. Like there's different methods. Like some people become alcoholics, you know, I wouldn't suggest it, but they try drugs. There's just things that they do that
on that
make
basis, then I mean, if you want to go like on a fully technical, let's
That's
be
what I'm-
100% literal
that's
thing,
what I'm
then
saying.
then I guess technically it could all be method acting, but by definition, that is not method acting.
Yeah, but that's what
I
I was
agree.
kind of getting at, right? I was trying to tell Charlie that there's these method actors and then there's actors, and there's two difference,
Because I mean, you got different techniques, and all those that can be considered a method of acting.
right. That's true.
How we doing over there, Dick? Mm-mm. Is it still recording? We'll just finish it. If
Yeah.
it's lost, it's lost. We'll do another
Yeah.
one.
So like what I was telling Clay and Charlie is that I like to look at myself like a method actor.
Mhm.
Like me personally, when I get into my whole process of becoming a character, I change who I am for that part of time and I try to stay within that character world. And whether that's even talking like that on set and just staying in it, I feel like that's how I bring my characters out.
that's your method
That's
of
my
acting.
method to my madness, but I feel like a lot of actors, they don't do that. They can kind of turn it on and turn it off. If that makes any sense. Where like, as in being a method actor, you're kind of in that role.
Yeah, method acting. Yeah,
Like you just like stay there.
Method is usually, as I understand it, I'm not an actor, but like that's when you embody the character and you don't
Mhm.
really leave that space, and you kind of like take that third person out of it, like the character you're playing, and you just become them.
You
You're not
fully- you
acting
fully-
a
you
character,
fully
you're
embody
being
that
the
person.
character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you fully believe you are that, and you fully believe that the space you're in is actually the space that you are in. Like
Right.
it's not like it's a false reality. Like okay, when they yell cut, that's it. Like I feel like a lot of roles require that. I'm just saying, but there are other roles, like I said, where you can kind of just plug into certain little things you have, and voila, you can bring character to life too that way.
So when you say you think others like certain roles require that, like what like
I
What do you
just
mean?
feel like the ones that stick out to you the most, because as an actor, you're given all types of different roles, and some of them are stronger characteristics, and then some of them they lack characteristics. But then you have to make up for each individual thing.
That's where you fill it in.
Right.
Gotcha.
So like I feel like when it lacks it, it may be a little harder, but there's also that open space where you can kind of create it. But then that also depends now the character you created within that open space, does that relate to the director's vision still? But then when you get these deeper characters, you can also get deeper because you already know that they opened that realm up for you to get
Gotcha.
deeper,
Yeah, I've seen
Absolutely.
most method, like when I think method actors, like or characters that were perform that way. It's a lot of time. Most of the times, I think it's villains,
Yeah.
and I wonder if that has something to do with it because of the fact that to play a really despicable, evil, ugly person to people that how can you really. How can you fully embody
It's because
ugliness and then
evil-
like share dinner with them, smile at them, laugh at them,
Right.
and then go back to like
It's
I'm gonna
hard-
rape you
yeah.
and kill your whole
It's
family?
because evil's a presence, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
a presence.
You have to. You can almost feel when somebody's evil, or
Mhm.
or it just has that pure negative energy
I got
around
what
you.
you're
and
saying.
It's
yeah.
a
even
vibe.
on film, you can pick that up. So I feel like in order to get that, you may have to just
Mhm.
get to a real dirty, gritty, just the bottom gut of your character in order to do that.
I get what you're
Makes-
saying though about it, because it's like almost if you get into a fight with somebody, right? If you have a moment to actually breathe within that fight, you probably don't want to fight no more. You get what I'm saying? You have a
Yep.
moment to actually calm down real quick, take a deep breath. Then you don't have that no more. That intensity you had 5 minutes ago where you were screaming in each other's face, that dies. That no longer exists because you took that breath.
Right.
Now that is the breath that would, that break, or that let me stop talking like
Yeah.
this for a little bit. That would kill that vibe, then you would lose it, and then you'd have to kind of make something up in your head that kind of sounds like it. That makes any sense or
Yeah.
feels like it.
which is basically that's what we might call just acting, and not method acting, but acting when you're cutting out and coming back
Mhm.
in, and then trying to like get get
Back
in the
in that
headspace.
space,
Yeah,
right.
get in the headspace.
And shout out to anybody that can like do it
Yeah.
on the fly. I mean, that's awesome. You know, I think it's like really, really awesome.
I think you have.
I was going to say, kid, I
Yeah.
watched you do it on Yokes.
I think that's you have that skill.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
I just like to, you know, be humble, guys.
But you do. You can. Yeah, I've seen you go in and come out. You deep emotion, and then come right back out. And how was that? How laugh and and then go right back into intensity, which
that was the whole reason I was able to pull out
thing.
that emotion that I was able to pull off in Yokes, because the way that you were holding that scene, because like we kept losing it because laughter, but you would just jump right back into it with that same intensity, and that helped put me right back into it.
Yeah, man. It's just like you said, staying in a headspace, not getting off topic too much. That's literally what it is when you're on set. Like me personally, I just like to literally, that we were just talking about Yokes on You. That was a 48-hour film project that we did with Derek Clay.
Yep, Derek over here.
Yeah, shout out to Derek again. Yeah, so we were working on that, and that was like what we were just speaking of. I didn't have really any time to learn this character or put anything into it. I had to kind of just go off of what I know as an actor, your emotions that you just already pre-programmed have in you as a human, and you can use that. That's kind of what we did when we were on set of that. So
yeah. There was I wish I could remember the name. I was just watching this movie the other day, but like a lot of times, like with especially male and females, but like age differences also, like a adult with a child. A lot of times, like if the person playing a victimizer doesn't want to hang out with that person on set.
Okay.
And it's physically uncomfortable. Like if you're playing somebody that hurts a kid or that beats a woman or something like that, but particularly with children, I'd say like that's kind of a tough space to be. Like you got to yell at them and brutalize them or something, like really, and then they have to react that way, and you have to see all this happening. And I have seen. I mean, I want to say on Desperation Road. They were all very friendly, but it wasn't the child wasn't victimized in that, so it doesn't count. But it does seem to me like you would almost I would almost have to either be a good method actor or not take a role like that. Because if I can't like inhabit that and feel that evil and do it in the scene and keep that space, once cut's called, take it back to my trailer, take off my makeup in character, go home and come back in character. Like just picking that up and
being able to do it, like
just be able to do it. Yeah.
Over and over too.
Yeah, over and over.
Takes. It's like if you don't get that take, you got to keep doing it, and it does mess with you a little bit. When you got to do some of those roles or some of them parts that are just like you feel uncomfortable doing them, but you got to do it 100%, because if you half do it, now you're underselling it. And I feel like if you're doing something that means so much and is going to be so impactful in a story, I feel like you have to do it 100% and don't hold back.
If you're doing anything that's a part of anybody's project in general, I think.
Oh, 100%. But I'm saying, when I'm talking about emotion, though, not like as far as the project goes, but like your emotion, you can't hold back when it comes to something that's supposed to be impactful.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just because
you feel uncomfortable. I, as an actor is what I'm saying. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and I'm agreeing with you. That's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Just like you got to power through that uncomfortability and just, you got to, give it your all. Put 110 in it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we're having technical difficulties, so we'll cut this one and
okay.
we'll do an intro. We'll do an